Hello and welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's guitar is going to be the 2012 BC Rich ASM1. I bought this from an individual who bought it brand new. Took it out of the box, played it once, put it back in the box the same day, and just kind of shrugged his shoulders and forgot about it, and thus I bought it from him. It's essentially a new guitar. He even gave me the box, the accessories, the hang tag, everything. It's in the rare metallic black. The metallic black on these is kind of hard to see, but it is metallic black. This guitar is going to be a keeper. I'm not going to sell it. I wouldn't make a whole lot of money on it anyway because these brand new were only about 180 bucks. I paid 120 for it. So if I did sell it, it's not like I'd make a killing on it. I might make 20-30 bucks on it. So plus BC Rich is one of my favorite guitar makers, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. It's pretty. So let's have a look at it. And that is the BC Rich ASM1 in metallic black. From 2012. I still have the box for it. I'll even show it to you. Because some people, sometimes the haters accuse me of, oh, you're lying, you don't have the box, it's not new, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not saying it's new. It's from 2012, but it's in new condition. It's only played once, so for all intents and purposes, it is new. So here's the box. It came in. See? And it's got the tag on it. It says Hanser Music Group, BC Rich, model ASM1 in metallic black, and it has a serial number. It comes with the accessories, a tremolo arm, quality by number 26, dated 1/27/2012. So there you have it. Yeah. So I had a microphone issue a minute ago, so I corrected that. So I'm really looking forward to this. Again, this guitar is going to be a keeper. I'm not going to sell it unless somebody wants to give me $1,000 for it or something. Then I'll sell it. I'd be more than happy to sell it with the box, even. Imagine that. So. Check the jack. Ooh, the jack is really loose. Or is that my cable? Oh, my cable's good, so the jack is loose. Okay. Okay, the tremolo works. Switch works. Tone works. Volume works. So what I'm going to do on this is just kind of take it apart, do my thing to it, clean it up. I am going to do the fretboard. The frets in the fretboard are extremely dry and dull, even though it's new. I'm going to take this switch and see how when you turn it, it's kind of sideways. I'm going to reposition it so it's this way. So that way when you select the back position, it's the back pickup, middle, it's both, and front, it's front pickup. And the jack is really loose, and I will dry lube the nut, tighten the tuners and the tuner heads. Yeah, adjust the pickup pole height, to intonate it, the tremolo, the whole 9 yards on it. So, let's continue to test it out just for fun. Just for fun. I think so anyway. So we'll take the tremolo arm off. Whammy bar arm, as some folks call it. A whammy bar. I'm going to pull the those off. I'm going to pull the those off. That's what I call it. Pull the those off. And then we will tighten the headstock first. Whoops. So, yeah, tighten these first. Oop, I want to round those off. Hey, almost rounded it off. If this guitar is going to be a keeper, I don't want any markings on it or damage on it. Almost. Ooh, come on. Okay, those are straight. Straight. Flip this bad boy over. Crafted in China, which is fine. I wish it was a NJ. That would be cool, but that's fine. Not everything can be made in USA or an NJ, or, you know, not everything can. It's just kind of the way it is.
He has no inner foresight. All he needs to predict the future is the paper. Early edition, all day Tuesday, starting at noon, 11 Central.
So yeah, the serial number is interesting. It's well, I won't read the whole thing, but it's the rest of the serial number is 111110. So that's kind of cool and interesting. That's pretty neat.
I am proud to present the newest and best Teeter hangers. Teeter is easy to use. Simply set it, lock it, recline, and relax. Just 3 to 5 minutes a day in your own home to help relieve back pain, relieve stress, improve posture, rejuvenate joint health, and build core strength.
I'll set this way back here.
Naturally correcting the source of the ache by relaxing chest muscles and providing decompression that can help
So I can get my chair out of the way and do the tuning machines. The machingas. The tuning machingas. I have to do it a little bit sideways here because the guitar is slanted. The headstock is slanted rather. So a lot of people ask me, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this particular job on it, this particular aspect? Why am I tightening the tuning heads? You know, where you tighten them. Why not? Most of them, when they come to the factory, you just barely touch them, and boom, they come loose. They detune. So if you tighten them pretty much as tight as you can humanly get them, they won't do that if you touch them. You see how I touch that one and it just moves. Look at this one. I touch it. Look, I can bang on it and it's not moving. So it's more apt to stay in tune if I keep these suckers tight. Kind of a makeshift locking tuner. Head locking tuner, that is. So that kind of helps with that. Now some criticize me and say you don't need to do that. Well, I suppose technically you don't need need to do it. But for people that bring me guitars that say, man, I have a hard time keeping this thing in tune, sometimes the only thing I do to their guitar is tighten this and hand it right back to them. And then they're like, wow, problem solved. Go figure. So, yeah, there is that. The wrenches are not fitting on the... That's very good. There we go. So yeah, I mean, tuning issues are most generally associated with the tuners at the top or the bridge at the bottom. I mean, there's no other bones about it. It's one of the two or both. And the tremolo is pretty much kind of like a Fender. So, oops. Be very careful loosening this so I don't scratch it. And I'm going to move the switch so that way, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, almost perfect. There we go. Now it's perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn up my swamp cooler a little bit now because I'm getting hot. It wasn't blazing hot today's weather, but it was pretty hot. Yeah, not blazing hot, but pretty hot. It's in the mid to upper 90s today. So, you know what, I need to take the strings off. Take the strings off. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to change these strings. They look pretty good even though they're old. And you heard how well it sounded, so I have to retighten that head. That one's loose. So we'll just keep those strings on here since I'm not selling it. I don't care if the strings are old. It really makes me no never mind. Most people don't realize when they buy a new guitar, the strings that come on it are probably already a year old, year and a half old, 2 years old, older in some cases. Just is what it is. It's not like when you go buy a brand new guitar and you take it out of the box and it was made last week or the week before. In all likelihood, it was made the year before. Even though it might have a current year serial number on it. And people like to argue with me on that case of, well, I bought a guitar at Guitar Center today, and the serial number reads blah 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 year 2018. Well, that doesn't mean it was made in 2018. I take it back. They bought it in 2018. But the serial number doesn't read as a 2018. Now, that can happen too. You know. In fact, I had a guy, a friend of mine, he went and he bought a brand new Gibson Les Paul a few weeks ago. He looks at the serial number and says, wait a minute, this is reading as a 2017. So he takes it back to Guitar Center and said, this isn't a new guitar, it's a 2017. Well, it was new off the shelf, it was new in the box. So, and I explained that to him and he was like, oh yeah, I see your point. They made it the previous year, but you just bought it. It doesn't mean it's a brand new guitar that was made last week. In fact, it might have been made a year ago, or a year and 10 months ago, or a year and a half ago, or 6 months ago, or, you know, etc., etc., etc. Etc., etc., etc. So, I'll try and show you guys the metallic black of this in a minute here. It's really difficult to see. It's a really fine metallic black. It's not like it's a you know, it's not like it's a metal flake or a sparkle guitar. I gotta do something for a second. I forgot to do, dang it. So I gotta leave for a second here. For a second. I'll be right back. Forgot to do something for something. That tremendous sound a minute ago. Yeah, well. Okay, so we have the tuners tight, the neck tight, the plates tight. I'm actually going to take this one off and take a picture of it underneath. Now, a lot of times I do this for two reasons. One, to check the condition. And two, there's a lot of people that want wiring diagrams for these and there aren't any. Or they simply want to know what the electronics in one of these look like. So I take many pictures of cavities like this and I put them on my online resource. Plus I'll blow it out and make sure, you know, everything's tight and copacetic. 250K pots, vintage style switch. Pretty cool, I think, you know. So there we go, there's a good picture of it. I can inspect the back of the jack, and I can take the tab on the jack and just kind of press it closed a little bit more so the jack is a little bit tighter, because as you guys noticed, that jack was pretty loose, and you know me and jacks, I do not like loose yaks. I just simply don't. They're very not so good. I don't like them. Put it that way. So make sure all the wires are out of the way. Tighten this pig up. And a lot of times you can't tighten it because it just turns. The jack turns with the nut. So what you have to do is you have to take your screwdriver, insert it into the jack, and then pull your screwdriver to the side just a little tiny bit to put some pressure on it, and then go ahead and tighten the jack. But you want to be real careful in doing that because, again, the threads in these, there's only about 2.5 threads. And you will very easily strip these out or break them off entirely. And since this one has a recessed jack in it, I can't tighten it. It's difficult to tighten because you can't get you can't get your wrench in there. So it's like, okay, how do you tighten it if you can't get your wrench in there? So you have to go to option number 2, which is your pair of needle nose, and you hold the jack by the tab, and then you tighten it. Again, very slowly. And what you can do, because the jack part is recessed and you can't use your box end, you can't even use your open end flat. So here's the nut. What you can't use it like this or like this. So you have to take the open end of your wrench and put it this way and grab it and turn it like this, your nut. Because you can't turn it this way because, again, the nut is recessed inside the jack plate. So, again, you just grab your tab and you tighten it that way. You can do it. It's a little more difficult, but if you know how to do it, and I've been a mechanic for quite many years, I know how to do it. So, and now the jack is tight. Now most people would get frustrated with that in about 5 seconds and go, forget this. But I'm pretty well mild-mannered about it. So make sure that tab is closed. I got my picture. I will put back the cover. The covers are satin finished, but they're kind of dirty, and you can't really polish them, so I will probably have to take a what's real good for cleaning satin finished plastic covers is, amazingly enough, Walmart baby wipes. I kid you not, Walmart baby wipes. They will bring up the the dirt and oils and all that. If you don't have the baby wipes, you can use the wipe style kitchen cleaners, the kind that come in that big round tub with the flip top. Those are real good. So yeah, you can use those. Those work well, and I will be able to clean up the smudges and smears on these really good. So, okay, all of our screws are tight. I don't think I will have to take this back plate off when I do my intonating and tuning. I think the spring tension will be fine. If not, I'll take the top off. I mean, it's only 6 screws, so I will not have any issues about doing that, so. Okay, so we're doing pretty good so far on this. Yeah, we're doing well. I'm in no flaming rush to finish this, although I will finish it tonight. Because tomorrow night's guitar is going to be something else. I don't know what yet. Maybe I'll start taking apart that solid flamed maple USA Custom Shop Jackson tomorrow night, because I need to get working on that. So yeah, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. You want to be careful tightening the bezels on these, because they are a more harder, brittle plastic. So when I tighten these, you know, you can kind of hear them going. So you have to be real careful. You don't want to go too far, or you'll crack the edge of it. So you just kind of go slow with these, and that's pretty much it. Okay, stand up to do my pickup pole height. And they're all pretty good, but I'm just going to adjust them straight, I think. So yeah, I had a heck of a night. The other night I was in here, I didn't live stream because I was kind of angry at myself. I couldn't find the electronics and hardware to another guitar that it's that Telecaster project that I've been working on. And I got real angry at myself because I bagged up all the electronics, nuts, bolts, screws, washers, hardware, everything, and then I couldn't find them. All I could find was the wiring harness, and like a dummy I put all those parts in with my spare parts for other guitars that are just spare parts. They're not to any specific guitar. Why I did that, I don't know. I think that I did that probably when I was cleaning and reorganizing this room a few months back. But it took me 3 hours to find those parts, but I did find them. And I will finish that guitar, I'm thinking probably by this time next week it's going to be done. And it's a cool guitar. It's not going to be an expensive high-end guitar. It's probably going to be about $350 is the price I'm going to put on it. But it's a pretty neat piece. And I've got a lot of work into it, and so it's pretty cool. And it's the one that you guys, if you guys remember, the finish on it was really, really bad, and it had a bunch of deep nicks and deep gouges and deep scratches in it. So I decided to take the guitar apart and refinish it and sand it, and I reshaped the body. It has the body of a Telecaster, but the lines of a Strat. You know, it has the little divots here and divots here, whereas a Telecaster has a sharp line across the whole thing. I thinned it out a little bit. I took about a little more than 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch off of it, the thickness. So now it's a really thin line body. So yeah, there's that. It's a pretty cool piece. I like it. Take the truss rod cover off and adjust the truss rod.
won't be polishing the truss rod cover because it is of a satin finish. So that's cool. Check the truss rod, and that will enable me to check the nut and dry lube the nut. And here is the truss rod cover. The ASM1. That's what it is. Assassin, more or less, kind of, sort of, semi-sort of, kind of, sort of. Check the hole, make sure it's clear, and then I will put the Allen in it, and we'll do the truss rod adjustment. Not that it needs it real bad. I already ran a straight edge across it. It's pretty straight. Well, the truss rod is really loose. So I'll just give it a little bit of a tighten. I think that's good. Boy, it really needed an adjustment, even though it was straight. You don't want to lose truss rod anyway. This has been known, if it's too loose, you can actually hear it rattle inside the neck. And you don't want that, so. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do in order to polish the neck is what I do is I raise the pickup here and kind of use it as a holder for the strings. It'll hold the strings back. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So see I put them behind the pickup there. Now the neck is fully exposed. So that's a little tip and trick for you. It has diamond inlays, which is cool. So there we go on that. I'll get my products out and we'll polish the sucker. I'm not trying to go fast, but for some reason I'm moving really fast. I don't know why, I just know. Just feel like moving fast tonight for some reason, I don't know why. Get this puppy done in no time. Put him in no rush. No flaming rush. I'm moving fast. I don't know why, but I am. another time, and let it sit for a minute and then finish it off. Yes, I know I keep forgetting to buy a battery for this. You know, I actually took down the model number of the battery, and I've been trying to find a battery for it. Been to Home Depot, Lowe's, and Ace Hardware, and they don't have it. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to buy a new drill, which is a shame because the drill is perfectly fine. But what can you do? I mean, I think I bought the drill on special 3 summers ago, like I told you guys, for $27. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's, you know, I'll keep the drill for parts. I'll buy a new one, and if the parts are interchangeable, I can use the parts from that or something, you know. It's a shame, but it's not that big of a deal. So we have a fresh rag here, cloth. I'll wait for that to charge up another minute here, and we'll take another run at it, and wipe it off. Now normally I would take the tremolo off and apart and clean it, but it's pretty clean, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean around it, because taking one of these off is kind of a process. You got to take the strings off and out, and the strings go in from underneath, so it'll mess with the loop on the string. It'll mess with the string, and then it'll mess with the intonation, and then you got to take the weight block off of it, and then the springs off, and then take it out. It's a whole process. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind doing that, but it's kind of unnecessary. It's just a little bit dusty. So, and you know me, I can get pretty well under all of this stuff by simply taking these and moving them to the side a little bit. Or I can loosen them and then just bring them up to here, you know, like you've seen me do before. I'm probably going to do that because I can tell by looking at these the intonation is only at a factory setting, and they're not very good. So, all right, let's do this another time here. I'll start at the bottom this time. Got caught there for a second. So there we go on that. That's done. Timber. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, damn. That was really dirty. Look at that. And that was only about 8 wipes back and forth. I mean, boy, when I took that rag away, it just, wow, it really brought out the grain in the wood and everything. Wow. Look at that. That's actually a very pretty neck, considering it's a low-end guitar. I'm surprised. Happy surprised, I'll tell you that. So just go ahead and start. Start the way I do it here. already. This week went by so fast. I worked on like 6 guitars this week. I mean, ones I didn't stream working on. People are telling me I should stream all of them, but it's kind of hard to because they are customer guitars. They are not my guitars. So sometimes customers don't really want their guitar streamed. I mean, I don't know why. It's an inanimate object. It's not like I'm streaming their child or something. But I don't know. I think maybe I will start telling people, hey, if you want to see me work on your guitar, I'm gonna live stream it, and you can watch, and they'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or they'll say, no, I don't want you to do that. I don't think I'll get too many no's on that. But you never know. Yeah, the wood on this is really pretty. So I'm pleased on that. The guy I bought this from said he had 3 other guitars he wants to sell me. One is a Gibson, which is a fake Gibson. So I imagine I can get that from him for about $100 and then turn around and sell it for about 140, 150. Unless it's a really good Gibson. There's actually very good Gibsons out there that are very good quality. I mean, they almost give an American one a run for the money. They use real woods, they use real mahogany and real flame maple and real, this and real that and real brand name hardware. So there are good Gibsons and then there are bad ones. The bad ones are made of very, very cheap, almost plywood, with no name brand hardware on them, very cheap strings, very cheap pickups, and then there are Gibsons that are really good, really good quality and worth $300, $400, $500, $600. I have a few of those actually. I have a few Ace Frehley Gibsons that are real flame maple, and they have real Grover tuners, and they have real name band pickups, and real, and they're real good quality. Yes, it's technically a fake, but it's still actually a really good quality guitar. And to prove that, I've handed it off to a few friends and say, here, play this for a minute, and they play it, and they go, man, that was a really bitchin' Gibson. I asked them, you really? It plays really well? Oh yeah, man, this thing plays awesome. And then I tell them it's a Gibson, and the jaw hits the floor. They're like, what? You gotta be kidding me. That's really good quality. So they do exist. They're few and far between, but I'm going to take a look at this guy's and see what he has. And then he tells me he has 2 made in Japan Fender Telecasters that are kind of semi-project Telecasters. They're complete, but they don't have the strings, and they need a full setup and you know what I'm doing, and so we'll see if he wants to sell me those too. And those I will fix up and sell. And yeah. It's hot in here, but I'm living. I'll live. So, yeah. Well, it came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. So there it is. Oh wow, big difference before and after. I mean, before the flash of the camera wouldn't show up on the before picture, and now it does. And just the grain, wood grain really pops now. So that's pretty cool. So there we have it on the neck. All done, and that are the frets and the fretboard rather. I'm gonna rest a minute because I'm hot and I'm hurting a little. See what Twitter has to say. I posted that I was streaming, so plus it's late, so probably not a lot of people are going to be up to watch me, so yeah, wow, the fretboard look really nice. Zero fret wear on them, zero fretboard wear. So yeah, next I will just next we'll do the body. Take a rest for a second and watch a little of my show. Yeah, the paint on this is metallic black. And I'll try and show you that with a flashlight after I've polished it, so as you won't be able to see it very well. This, you know, it's all fingerprinted up and dusty, so polish this bad boy up. And I do not have a case for this, so I'm just going to put it back in the box with the, it has a giant bag, and I'll just put it back in that until I can find a BC Rich gig bag. I think I have a friend that has one that's like almost brand new. Let's see if, and he's not using it, so I'll see if I can get him to sell it to me for, I'll buy him lunch or something if he gives it to me. I'll buy him a good lunch. Buy him a Taco Bell taco or something. No, I'll buy him more than that. I'll buy him more than that. So I got my little stick here that will get in the little cracks and crevices. So, yeah. Whoops. What am I doing? I am already tired of summer and the heat. But I'll live through it. And I'm just kind of waiting for the fair, LA County Fair. That's kind of my end of the summer, if you will, my unofficial end of my summer. Once I've gone to the fair, the day I've gone to it, that night, when that night's over, boom, I'm done with summer. And summer's just barely begun, so it's like, oh gosh, we're gonna have a really hot, bad summer. But that's alright. That's okay. But yeah, I'm not too happy with this heat we're having. It's been really bad. We've had 116, 122, 125 degree days. And it's just like, you can't even run your air conditioner in that, your home air conditioner. It's just too hot. So you have to, you know, do something else. You got to run a swamp cooler or something that's not going to overheat or freeze up. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. So without taking the strings off and taking the tremolo off and all that, I can just take my little wood tool that I made, and I can very lightly, you don't press down hard because you don't want to scratch what you're trying to polish, and then you can just kind of get in between. You can get in between the, you know, the nuts and the bolts and screws and the washers, and you can do your polishing like this, you know. I've been doing it many years, and people ask me, how the hell do you get that so clean and so polished and beautiful without taking it off, and then taking it apart, and then taking the parts apart? And it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, whoa, really? But I get it done pretty easily, so I can get the fronts of the string blocks, and I can get the sides of them just kind of like this, see? And I can get the tops of them like this. And then I move my rag around, so I got another little clean spot here. And then I can move it aside, and then I can get in between. And then I can get the plate underneath. And then it'll be just as if I took it apart, because it'll be so clean. And pretty when I'm done. And then we'll do the tops of the pickups. Okay. So it doesn't look real good right now, but that's because the polish is all over it. So here we go, first wipe. Ooh, wow. 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 That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that looks stellar. Absolutely stellar. Yeah, now I can see the sparkle because I wasn't looking through dust and fingerprints. So, yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Beautiful. Yeah, now you can really see the sparkle, or the metallic and the black. And it's very, very mild. It's not like it's a heavy sparkle or a heavy metallic, but it is there. It is there. I'm happy about that. So yeah, pretty nice here. See, this stick can get in pretty much anywhere without taking everything off. So it works out pretty nice. Pickups came out nice. Wow, nice. Very good, I'm happy. Put this stick aside so I don't lose it. So yeah, again, this is a BC Rich ASM1, brand new from 2012. Again, not a high-end guitar at all. By any stretch of the imagination is this a high-end guitar. But the guy bought it, played it one time, put it back in the box. A lot of people do that for some reason. I don't know if maybe they intended to keep it themselves as a collector item. He didn't say that, and I didn't ask. I suppose I should ask that. Or they just kind of lose interest, you know. I'm going to learn to play guitar. And then they buy it and then strum it like 4 times. And then put it away. And then forget about it for X amount of years. In this case, what, 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. So this is a brand new 6-year-old guitar. A brand new 6-year-old guitar. So yeah, the guy bought it, played it once. And I can tell if a guitar's only been played once. I can tell if a guitar's been played 10 times. I can tell if a guitar's been played for 3 years straight. You know, I can tell. You know, I've been doing this a long time, so I can tell. I can tell by looking at them. I have my own little telltale signs that you know, I keep to myself. How I tell the guitar. I had another guy that brought me a BC Rich a couple of summers ago, or a couple of years ago, and it was a BC Rich Dagger, and he swore up and down it was only played twice, and then hung up on his wall as a display piece. I looked at it, it had a lot of strum marks right here. I mean, a lot of deep strum pick and fingernail marks. It had strum and fingernail marks on the pickups, and I just was going, you sure this has only been played twice? Or once or twice? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I just looked at it and I was like, look at all these strum marks. That doesn't come from an hour's worth of use. It comes from months or years of use. And he was just like, he couldn't give me an answer. I bought the guitar anyway because it's a Dagger. and daggers don't come up for sale too often, so I bought it anyway. It was in great condition anyway, so it's not like it was in horrible condition or anything. But I think the guy was fudging on the, he was fudging with me a little on its use. Well, I only played it once and hung it on the wall after that. It wouldn't have those deep marks in it if it had only been played once. But whatever, I bought it anyway, so it didn't matter to me. I was like, whatever. I'll take it anyway. So, yeah. I mean, he knew I was going to buy the guitar anyway, so I don't know why he decided to fudge on its use. But, whatever. I mean, it's all good. I bought it anyway. I still have it over here in the corner in the case. He sold it to me with the case. It's a beautiful piece. It's red. It's a red dagger with the Bigsby tremolo on it, the rare one. And he did claim it was a NAMM display guitar, custom made for the NAMM show. He was telling the truth about that. I did contact DC Rich and say, hey, I have this guitar. Supposedly it's a NAMM custom made one-off display guitar. And I read him the serial number and they said, yep, that's it. That's one. So the guy didn't fudge. The guy didn't fudge on me for that. So So it's kind of funny he would lie about it only being played once or twice, when it had a lot of telltale indicators that it had been played many multiples of times. But I didn't really care. I wasn't buying it for that aspect. I was buying it for the aspect that he said it was a NAMM guitar and that it was a PC Rich dagger. So I could have cared less about the other things that he was laying claim to. So, yeah, you know. Okay, let's see if I can show you guys the black metallic on this. It's very deep, but it is there. Now, you're not going to be able to see it in the camera. Even if I pick the guitar up and show it to you, you're not going to be able to, the webcam is not going to be able to pick it up. It's just kind of too faint. But it is there. It is black metallic. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll flip this over and do the back. You know, I think I'm going to take these plates off because I don't want to get more polish on them. So I'm just going to take them off. And then I can hand wipe them off with baby wipes. And I don't want to polish it and then baby wipe them and then get the baby wipe on the finish that I just polished. So I'll just take them off now. Why not? That'll give me a chance to inspect the back anyway, so not a big deal. We have to take these off even though I already tightened them down, straightened them out and everything, no biggie. made a mistake there. Almost scratched the body. Almost. Oh, there we go. So that'll give me a chance to blow out all the little wood chips and all the little, you know, and I can adjust the tension on the claw here. Just kind of like that, so I needed to straighten it a little. And then check the ground wire. Check the tightness of the screw of the springs rather. Oh, now I need to lean back and rest a minute. I'll be right back.
Oh my God!
Lightsaber off there. Cream soda. Oh. Okay. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Alright. So let's do the back. And yeah. BC Rich. It says official BC Rich guitar since 1969. Crafted in China. You know, I wish it was made in Japanese. I wish it was an NJ, but that's alright. polished back plate too. I don't know why they don't put the serial numbers here, because this is always a spot for a serial number right here. Instead they print it on the back of the headstock. Really, they should put it in the provided pad on the back of the neck plate here, which is where they mostly go on ones made in Japan or made in USA or custom shop ones. But it's alright, whatever. Okay, pretty good here. First wipe, here we go. Oh wow, yeah, nice, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, really beautiful. It makes a huge difference when you get the dust and the fingerprints and people's schmutz off of it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, major difference. Oh no. Okay, wow, that came out beautiful. Beautiful. I'll wait to put the plates on after the guitar is completely done, because when I intonate it and all that stuff, I may need to do an adjustment on the spring tension or whatever. So I will leave those off. Okay, now I can stand up and I can do the sides. Do the sides of this bad boy. So yeah, not a high-end guitar, but it's pretty. And I like the very subtle metallic black. It's pretty cool. So, more polish here. Okay, here we go. Oh, nice. Beautiful. side of horns. Very nice. Very, very nice. It has a factory blemish right here, but that's factory blemish. There's nothing you can do on that. Like I said, it's not a high-end guitar, so there's going to be factory blemishes on this. Okay, so now we'll do the neck, back of the neck. I'll take a little break first though, because my back is hurting. Oh. Room on Twitter. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm probably 40 minutes away from being done with the guitar. Probably less, actually. But I'm in no flaming rush to finish the guitar. I would be more than happy to sit here until 1 o'clock in the morning to finish this. So. This ground wire's kind of up in the air. See how kind of up in the air it is? I think we need to kind of situate that away here. So what I'll do is I'll pull it, it's got some excess, I'll just pull through the hole. And then we'll make that straight. There we go. See, it's those little details that I do that no one else will do on a guitar. Some techs would look at that ground wire and go, if you can't see it, who cares? But I'm not a proponent of, if you can't see it, who cares? I'm a proponent of, if I can't see it, I care. Yeah, I care if I can't see it. There you go. There's another factory blemish right here. It's just kind of a little bump. Maybe there was something in the guy's spray painter when he was spray painting it. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't want to cut it off because then I'll have a hole there. Or not a hole, but you'll be able to see the primer or whatever that's underneath. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's a cool guitar. Not high end. Again, this is a 2012 BC Rich ASM 1 in metallic black. I actually have the same one that's a 2014 in pearl red. I have that one, and then I have another one that's oh gosh, it's it's metallic blue. So this is my third one. This will be my third one. Yeah, pretty cool. Really nice. Brand new. These were $170, $180. I paid $120 for this a couple of weeks ago. The individual bought it brand new in 2012. Played it once. I think he said he played it less than a half hour. Wrapped it back up and put it back in the box, and literally forgot about it until a few weeks ago. He put it up for sale on Craigslist. I told him if he wants to bring it to me where I live, I'll give him $120 cash, and he did. And he has 2 other guitars he wants to sell me. He's going to get me pictures of those soon. He's got 2 Fender made in Japan Telecasters and a Gibson, which is a fake Gibson. He says it's a good quality one, probably worth $300–400. I mean, I'll take a look at it and see. I kind of doubt that, but we'll see. There are good Gibsons and there are bad ones. There are good quality ones and there are horrible quality ones. So we'll just have to see. Okay, so I'll stand up and we'll do the back of the neck now. And the back of the neck is kind of a semi-gloss satin finish, so I'm just going to polish it to clean it. I'm not trying to put a gloss polish on it, so just enough to clean it. And put a fresh surface on it, if you will. So just a light polish on it. Waxing technically. Set all the tuners straight, so I can get the underside of the tuners. I can get the straight edge of the headstock. And I can get the back of the tuners, and then the front of the tuners, and the side of the tuners. This one I have to retighten because it's loose and everything. Get your nose, sorry. I need my little tool because I need to get in between the tuners. I can't do that with my bare fingers, so. Tops of the tuners first. And you get the sides like this. Set this down and then I can get the sides like this. The little round barrel where the tuner goes into the tuning machine. You turn the tuner. And then once more across the top. And then now, grab another rag. And there we go. Oh yeah, nice. Again, this is a satin finish, factory satin finish on the back of the neck, so I don't want to destroy that too much. Not that I'm destroying it now, but you know what I mean. Tool so I can get the tops and in between. detail polish the tuners without taking them off. If I run across tuners that are really bad and the back of the neck is really bad, I will take the tuners off and polish that way, just to get more of it, if you will. So there we go. Now I can do the top of the headstock. So here we go on that. And I can get the other side of the tuners here. And I can get the BC Rich logo. I can get, all the other good stuff. I can get in between each tuner without, messing with a string. Excuse me. When doing this, you want to be careful not to get the string and then polish the string with it too, otherwise you'll scratch it. So you want to use your rag to push away the string. Otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. Big trouble in Little China, as I like to say. Big Trouble in Little China. That's a movie I've been wanting to watch for a long time. I haven't seen that movie in years. Big Trouble in Little China. I have that movie. I'll have to get it out and watch it. Big Trouble in Little China. It's kind of one of those lost and forgotten movies where people go and they go, oh yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah. Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. I haven't watched that movie in years. We've got it on DVD and we've got it on digital download. Endeavor to watch. Okay, so we got that done. Now we'll go ahead and put press right to her back. Turn my fan on because I'm getting hotter in here. It's 84.5 degrees in here with the swamp cooler going. Sometimes you can bring a little fresh air from the outside in, now that it's cooler outside. That will help cool down more. So, yeah, that's better. Okay, so we got the truss rod cover back on. Okay. I noticed a little spot right here. I need to keep polishing on the fretboard right here. It's a little dull between the 1 and the 3rd fret. So when that happens, I'll just sit here for a minute or two and just kind of hand polish it back and forth. Sometimes when you stand up and look at a guitar and go like this, you know, the same with polishing a car or something, you'll see little nuances that need to be improved. That's why it's always a good idea to stand up and look and see. So you'll always find a little something you missed with the naked eye sitting down. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. That's better. Then I'll get my baby wipe and then I will clean off the back plate. And then we will get started on the setup. Okay. Polish the volume and tone switch. Make sure they're on and they're not. I always turn them to make sure when you turn them they're not doing this. When you turn them they're nice and straight. They are, so don't need to worry about that. There we go. Alright. Oops, I'll move the camera view, sorry everyone. Oh, see that? See how my shirt just caught the horn of the strap button. Good thing I caught that. Gotta watch what you do, and whoopee, it would have ended on the floor and maybe cracked the neck or cracked the headstock, and I would not be happy right now. I would be screaming my head off. Didn't do any damage though, all is well. Startled me a little. Other than that, all is well. Let's tighten that other tuner up while we're thinking about it. Much better. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright. Probably retighten the strings back up. Now I'm going to feel these strings by hand and see if there's any corrosion on them. And then I'll run my little very ultra fine Scotch Brite across the string like this. And just kind of brighten them up. Oh yeah, much better. And we'll do the second string. Oh yeah, much better. And we'll do the high E. Much better. Feel that one more time. Oh yeah. Mo better. Okay, now I will lube the string. Or I mean lube the string, lube the nut. headstock. And then we'll start putting strings back on. Cool. So here we go, tightening the strings back up. And hopefully they don't break any. I mean, these strings are 6 years old, but they're the original strings, and they're still good. I've inspected them. And they are perfectly fine. So there's no reason to change one unless I am about to break one, which I may very well break one. If I do, I've got more sitting right in front of me. But we'll see. Oh. Next. Just go slow because these strings are new, but they're old. The next one. I need to rest a minute because my back is killing me. Sorry.
I'm not sure. Lots of information. I can't say, but there's not information.
Okay. Next. Okay, I see an issue. String is not winding the way I want it to, so keep tension on it and go underneath. The string was halfway wound. About half of it was above the hole and half of it was under the hole. There we go. And I'll get my tool out that I use to flatten the lines. There we go. There we go. There we go. And the next string. Make sure all the lines are underneath. Nope. I gotta redo this one, I think. The key is to keep tension on these, because if you don't keep tension on them, all the lines will go above, and you don't want them to go above. hard for me to explain, but see, the eye of the tuning peg, the string, your first string that goes in, your first string end, you want all the winds under the string, kind of like a piano. You want half the winds above and then half the winds under, and then otherwise you end up with a bird's nest. And they do a pretty good job at the factory, but sometimes not so good. I'll move the camera view here. I forgot to move it. I need to install it with the camera. That's what I did. So yeah, you want all your winds under each other. So under. Everything, when it winds under, not over or both. Otherwise, you're going to have tuning issues. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Does it work? Oh, there it goes. There we go. I thought it would. Oops, it came out of its groove in the nut. So yeah, you need to do that and make sure it's in the saddle. Plus it'll be good and it'll look good. It serves two purposes, not just look good, but it'll get rid of tuning issues. And that's why when everybody looks at my guitars and they look at how I put the strings on the tuning pegs, they go, wow man, that is clean looking. I've had so many people compliment me on how I wind my strings on the tuning pegs, and they go, man, when I took it to Guitar Center, it was just a bird's nest on each one. And I was just like, that's because they don't train them. They don't train them right. I guess they expect their employees to just, Google it or something, or maybe they just give them a little cursory training on how to string a guitar. Even though I was in the Guitar Center the other day and there was a new kid there, probably under 25, and he was happened to be stringing a guitar up for a customer, and I was just looking at it going, man, he's doing that just so wrong. And of course, I'm not going to say anything because it's not my place to, and I don't work there anymore, so I was just like, I so wanted to say something, but you can't. So unless you're a customer, you can't say anything. And I don't work there anymore, so, and to be quite honest, Guitar Center couldn't pay me enough. They can't afford me, I'll put it that way. If they wanted me back as an employee, they can't afford me. They'd have to give me like $27 an hour for me to even consider working at Guitar Center or any music store. I don't care if it's a Guitar Center or Sam Ash or a mom and pop place or whatever. My skills are way too valuable. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but I've been doing this a long time, so I'm not just talking out of the side of my mouth here. Okay, move the camera view, and there we go. And we're at 1 hour and 48 minutes. Basically done polishing, cleaning it, prepping it. So we're going to get into string height which on these you have to do individually, unlike a Floyd Rose or something, where you can just kind of adjust it with both ends. So I will get my trusty tool out, and we will do some string height adjusting here. And I'm not trying to tune it or anything now, I'm just trying to get individual string height. And for some reason it's set way high. I mean, it's almost at maximum of each Allen screw adjustment. It's just like, really? And I like my adjustments, I like my actions pretty low, just above buzz point, truthfully. So I'm going to have to plug it in because I can't hear it over the TV and I can't hear it over the swamp cooler and my fan. So it's like I'm fighting against three things here to hear it. Ooh, that jack is much better. That should be in relative tune. Relative tune. Not bad. Not full tune, but that's in a relative tune. And I like to make these saddles very straight. A lot of people, you know, they'll just adjust one side and then the saddle is canted way to one side or way to the other. That's not the way to do it. You're going to have bad intonation and tune issues if you do that. Usually when I do these type of saddles, the fender type tremolos, I'll go about a half to a quarter turn at a time on my adjustment. Now I need to go another quarter turn. That's the pickup. The pickup is too high. You go a little lower on the adjustment on the pickup. There we go. That's nice and low. Generally, when I adjust the next one, I will adjust it down to the first E string, which is kind of a start-off point, if you will. So this is the most time-consuming aspect. You don't want any dead notes, and you don't want any double notes. So now I'll go about a 1/16 of a turn less to match the thickness of the first E string. Now we'll retune it. Good. I think I can go a little lower. Just a tiny bit lower. Just a tiny bit. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like my actions pretty low, especially on what would be considered a shredder guitar. You know, some people like their actions so high, I nickname them ham sandwich high. In other words, the actions on the strings are so high you can slip a ham sandwich between the string and the fretboard. That's how high the action is. I had a guy I sold a guitar to a few weeks ago, and he said, "Man, the action is great, but it's way too low. I really like a ultra high location, ultra high action rather. I'm sorry." And I had to set it so high it was almost at maximum adjustment. I mean, it was just really super high. He didn't have, you know, particularly big hands or fingers or anything. He just liked his actions higher. In I was more than happy to do that for him, you know. Okay, pretty high. Oh, I already adjusted that. Well, okay, I can go a little lower. Never mind. I lost my train of thought there for a second. So, I mean, just in the off chance that somebody wants to buy this, you know, I would put a really high full pop retail on it of probably like, since they don't make these anymore, you can't buy them anymore, I'd probably, if somebody wanted to give me $220 for it, I'd probably sell it. $220, $230. You know, if somebody wants to give me that much for it, they can have it. You know. Okay. Some people will say I'm doing this all wrong. You have to get your gauge out, and you have to measure the millimeter and all that. No. That's for a factory setting if you want to do that. That's when you get out your little stainless steel ruler and you measure the millimeter and all that. But that might not be where somebody wants their action set. I put it at just above buzz point minus the thickness of the string. That's how I measure them. And I do it without a micrometer. I do it without a ruler. I do it without a set of calipers. I do it by feel because I've been doing this many years, and I'm within 98% of using a measuring tool anyway. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm that good at doing it. Some people ask me why I bend the notes at all the markers. If you bend the notes and you get a buzz, like if it were to go and then you go up to the next note by bending it and it buzzes, then you know there's an issue somewhere. So that's why I bend the note like this. That's why I do that. Because I don't want any buzzing when you bend a note. Okay, so we're good on that one. We'll do the next B string. Okay. feel. I can go about a quarter turn. Nope, I need to go back up a quarter turn because I've just now reached a buzz point at the what, 13th fret. And that noise you're hearing is a pickup, so you have to adjust the pickup down as you go too. Pretty close. Okay, we're done with that one. Now we'll do high E string. Adjust the pickup down a little bit. Quarter turn. Yeah, just because you're buzzing doesn't mean you're having a neck buzz. You could have your pickup or your pickup pull height set too high. A lot of people don't realize that, and they go, man, I keep adjusting and I keep adjusting and nothing's happening. Check your pickup first. Check your pickup pull height first. Okay. I think I can go a little bit lower on that one. And then I adjust for the thickness of the string. Pretty good. I think that's about it. All my saddles are straight. They're not all cattywampus. Now we can tune and do an intonation. Good, but I can already tell the intonation is off, so I will be right back, get a fresh drink.
It took 6 days for him to die. He blinded people so he could study how
Sorry, I had to get a fresh drink, and family member was having internet issues, so I had to fix that. So, crisis averted. Okay. Oh, intonation. All right. Just start over. Ooh, very, 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 very close. I'm sorry. Very, 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 very close. I can't see, so I'm gonna have to get the flashlight. Perfect.
looks like your instinct was right. You're kidding, right?
A little bit off. Not too bad. Now the reason I hit it like this is because any adjustment I make, you know, when I hit it, it'll kind of bring everything into its seating, if you will. Perfect. Almost perfect on that one. Now sometimes it gets stuck and you need to give it a little... Sorry, you need to give it a little push. And if you can't give it a push with your screwdriver, then you got to knock on the end of it a little bit. Perfect. That one's almost already perfect, so I'll just give that one about a half a turn. No, I'll give it a full turn. Perfect. That one's ever so slightly low, so I'll give that one about 2 turns. A little low still. I'll give it a 2 more turns. Ooh, very close. 1 more turn.
And now we're reaping the benefits of those experiments.
One more. Okay. Start over again because I'm not getting what I want. Perfect. That one's close. Almost. Almost. Perfect. Oh, wait a minute, let me try it again. Perfect. There we go. Perfection. There you go. Perfectly intonated. Perfectly tuned. Perfectly perfect. I have zero issues with the quality, the way the bridge came out, intonation came out, tune came out. Yeah, zero issues. Now I need to get my I need to put my tremolo arm back on for one thing. Make sure the tremolo still works. Tremolo. The trim low and the trim high. It's got sticky stuff on it. I need to get the sticky stuff off of the tremolo. It's got sticky stuff because it was taped to the inside of the box. They tape these to the inside of the box so they don't flop around and scratch the guitar. And the guy didn't even put the tremolo arm on it. So the tremolo arm is like virtually brand new. If I don't cross thread it first, that is. Trying not to cross thread it. Come on. A lot of people cross thread these and they break them because they don't know what they're doing. But here we go. And the tremolo is good on this. I don't need to make any adjustment. I already made the adjustment to the springs in the back. So that's all good. Now I just need to clean the back plates and put those back on. And I will get my baby wipe to do that in a second here. Because I need a baby wipe to do that. Okay, so this is just a standard baby wipe you can get at Walmart. You know, those Walmart 97-cent Equate baby wipes. I buy these things by the package because they're not just good for babies. They're good for other things too, amazingly enough. They're good for cleaning yourself, your face, your body. They're good on a hot day. I've taken packages of these baby wipes with me out to, you know, from going to an event or the beach or the car show or something out hot in the sun. You run one of these across your face and they have a real good cooling effect. So baby wipes aren't just for babies. So you just take your baby wipe and you just clean it. And I'm doing this because I'll put it in front of the fan to dry it off, because they have a satin finish. They have a satin finish on them. And there was some smudges on them. From what, I don't know. You know, somebody's schmutz. Somebody runs their hand across it and they've got oil or grease or whatever on their hand. And, you know, it messes it up. Because it's a satin finish. So you use a baby wipe to clean it. And you know, baby wipes don't have any alcohol in them. They don't have any harsh chemicals in them. So they work really well. And see, here's the finished product. Nice, clean. There's still a little tiny spot right up there. Yeah, I'll go over it again. Sometimes you have to go over it multiple times. I'll go over it again. But they work really well. Baby wipes are not just for babies. I've found all kinds of uses for baby wipes. Just amazing. And people go, really, a baby wipe? Really? And I'm like, yeah, a baby wipe. Who'd thunk? Who'd thunk with a baby wipe? Yeah, it's still not perfect, but it's better than it was. I think whatever is on there is probably permanent. so I'm not going to bother with it anymore. It's probably, you know, something I could probably re-satin finish that with a Scotch-Brite pad, but I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to mess with the factory. You know, it's not a high-end guitar, so I don't expect this to be perfect. It is only $180 guitar, so I'm not trying to get $1,000 results out of a $180 guitar. Okay, so we'll take the next pad and we'll do the same to that one, or I mean cover. This cover is actually pretty good. It doesn't have that smudge on it, but I'll go over it anyway, and I'll go over it up and down and side to side and clockwise and counterclockwise, and then I'll finish it off by going straight like that. I'm going to hold it in front of my fan to dry it off, and then I'll finish wipe it with the microfiber cloth. And then this guitar will be done. Oh yeah, nice. Oh yeah. Only needed to do that once. That's kind of why I don't like satin finished guitars, or satin parts on guitars that are satin finished, because you even touch it once with a semi-greasy or dirty hand, it shows. I mean, it just shows, and there ain't nothing you can do about it, short of what I'm doing. I'm going to stand up to do this because I need to see. I got a smudge right there I need to repolish.
It's a combination of mental relaxant and expeller of demons. It's an ancient Klingon remedy. Feeling any better? I'm alive.
So I'll take pictures of this guitar tomorrow,
I hope you can understand why I went against your wishes.
and I'm just going to add this to my personal collection. Like I said, if somebody wants to buy it, they can give me $230 for it, and it's theirs.
Is that in order? Yes.
Because I can find them. You know what? Probably even at $230 wouldn't buy it. I mean, because it's been a long time since I've seen one of these up for sale. I mean, it's probably been 2 years since I've seen one of these up for sale. And I saw it on Craigslist, and I told the guy, if you want to bring it to me, I'll buy it. He brought it to me, I bought it. And that was pretty much it. I mean, so there we go. She is a beaut. I don't see any problems where I need to repolish anything or anything. Well, that's pretty good. Pick this up, turn it around. Yeah, pretty nice. One little spot there I need to do. So yeah, I'll take this out and take my pictures of it tomorrow. And add this to my personal collection. And I think I can safely now call this guitar done. A 2012 BC Rich ASM 1 in metallic black. Perfectly tuned, perfectly intonated. And there you have it in all its glory. Pretty nice piece. I like it. I'm going to take this wipe and wipe my face with it because I'm done with it. And I'm kind of sweating up a storm. Yeah, if you take these baby wipes and you wipe your face with them on a hot day, and the front of your neck and then the back of your neck, you'll get a really neat cooling effect with them. With a baby wipe, of all things. So I'm just going to give this a once-over look and see if there's anything I want to re-polish or you know, wax over again or anything. I really don't see anything so far. There's one little spot right here I could do. There we go.
Are we also going to tell them where you honed your surgical techniques? A footnote, perhaps. For further details, see Cardassian death camps. Those techniques were crucial this morning. Where was your sarcasm then? I didn't come here to debate the issue with you, Crow. I came here to inform you of my decision. It is my judgment. The member of the program and all the others shall be deleted.
Oh, so there it is. All done. I'll take some pictures of it outside tomorrow. Put it back in the wrapper and back in the box. And this will go into my private collection. And yeah, she's a boy. The fretboard and the fret really came out. The grain on the fretboard is actually quite pretty. It's got some really nice wood grain striations in it. So pretty nice that way. So 2.5 hours to do this guitar. I'm happy with that. I pretty much knew it wasn't going to like go into a two-day project or anything. There's a couple little more spots I can do right here. There we go. You always find a little something else you can do more. And I think yeah, now I can call it done. Yep. Sometimes one is very critical of one's work. You go, ooh, you know what? There's a little spot here. I can get that a little better. And just as I sat down, I found this one little spot right here. See? So I might sit here for another hour, which I'm going to do, just to hang out with you guys and watch my TV show and talk. And then I might go, ooh, here's something I can redo, you know? It happens, so. But it came out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. Plays nice. There are no issues with a pod or issues with a switch or with any of the electronics. It's all original body, original neck, original tuners, original electronics, original tremolo, original pickup, original everything. Everything is original on this. So I will take pictures of this tomorrow and put them up on my Facebook page and my Twitter page, and probably a couple of the Facebook BC Rich collector clubs. Well, not for sale, just to say, look, here's my BC Rich ASM 1. I would be very confident in saying this is the best condition original 2012 ASM 1 in existence. Reason being, it was brand new in the box when I got it. The guy played it less than a half hour in 2012. Put it back in the box, put it back in the bag, put it back in the box, put it away, forgot about it, and sold it to me recently. So I'm very confident in saying this is the best one in existence. My other two are my metallic red one and my metallic blue one. Those are from 2012, 2014 also. Those I bought from somebody who bought one brand new and played it once and put it aside. So those two are in every bit as good a condition as this one is. Exact same, except one is metallic blue and the other is metallic black. Metallic blue and metallic red, rather. So, yeah. Now I've got all three. So I'm pretty happy and excited about that. So tomorrow is Craigslist renewal day for my postings on guitars and other things. Tomorrow's a big day, Craigslist day for me. That's probably going to take me about 8 hours to renew all my postings, because most of them I cannot simply click renew. I have to delete the posting and repost it. So on one day a month I have to do that, and that typically takes me about 8 hours to do that. So I got a very full day tomorrow just doing that. I'm pretty happy the way this guitar came out. So, what I was doing, yeah, pretty happy with this 42 gauge. Are they all 42? I don't want to open this just to find out. We've got a new set of Ernie ball strings here. And, yeah, I found some strings in a box, so I'll set those aside. My next guitar is probably going to be that Jackson USA custom shop, all solid flamed maple body and solid flamed maple neck that I made. So I accidentally busted off the tremolo arm into the Kaler tremolo. It's an original 1980s Kaler, and so I have to drill and tap it and extract the broken part of the tremolo arm and put a new tremolo arm in. And I'll take the guitar apart to do that and clean it up. And well, here, I'll show it to you. Oh boy, she's a heavy one. This is solid flamed maple. It's not a cap. It's not a top. It is solid flamed maple body and solid flame maple neck. And this thing is heavy. It probably weighs as much as a full-size Les Paul. And then I have to drill out the tremolo arm hole because it broke. But I made this when I worked at Jackson and San Dimas back in the 90s, early 90s. So I'm going to do that and take it apart and sell this, I think. This will probably be about $800–900 because it is a made in USA custom shop. So there you have it on that. I've got a lot of project guitars sitting here. I got about 22 project guitars sitting here. Oh, and that's just one out of the 22. Then I got a friend's pink guitar sitting over here and I need to finish for him. He dropped off a couple of months ago, even though he's telling me don't rush. I don't want to hand him back his guitar in December. You know, 6 months after he's given it to me or whatever, so I want to get started on that guitar probably next week. I have two Ibanez sitting over there. I have a Fender Telecaster sitting over there. I have a Yamaha. I have two BC Rich bodies sitting there that are made in the USA custom shop. I have another Strat body sitting over there as a project. So I got a lot of project guitars. It's really hot to do them in this hot heat. You know, I can't go out in my shop and work in 116-degree weather like it was this time last week. Just can't do it. I mean, it was 98, 97, 98 degrees today. So it's just like, oh God, you know, and I have coolers, swamp coolers and fans and whatnot in my shops, but it's still hot, and you know, I don't want to run all that stuff, and then I'm looking at a $500–600 electric bill at the end of the month. So I kind of like to save those projects in the fall and winter time, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and do some of these projects anyway because I have some people that are semi-interested in some of them, and I just want to get them done. I don't want to wait until October, November to do them, because then I'll be like, well, now I've got 3 months with cool and cold weather and good weather to do 22 projects, and I don't want to do that either. By November, I really want at least half of my projects done. Yeah, so I'll probably do the easier projects and then save the harder, more inclusive projects for the fall and winter time when the weather's a little bit more agreeable. Yeah, because I go out in my shop and work for an hour or two and I'm done. I'm spent. You know, it just, you can't work in 110, 112, 116, 122 degree weather like it's been here. Even though I'm inside, it's still hot. You can't do it. Don't want to get heat stroke or heat exhaustion. That's bad news when you get that. I've had that before. I've had heat stroke and I've had heat exhaustion, and they are nothing to laugh at. I mean, people can die. You can die from heat exhaustion. You can die from heat stroke. heat exhaustion. Those are two different things. Heat stroke and heat exhaustion are two different things. I'm just gonna polish on this area once more. Not that it necessarily needs it, but just because I want to do it and I like doing it. So I like doing this kind of work. You know, it's not all about the money and all about that. You know, I do it for the love of doing it too. This gives me a chance to talk. Most of the time I polish or wax by hand. Sometimes I will get my electric buffer out and do it, but I will only do that if it's a particularly difficult or particularly scratched or particularly dirty body. Then I will get out the electric polisher. But that's not too often that I do that. But yeah, you know. Oh yeah. Well, plus every time you polish on it or wax on it, it comes out a little bit better than the previous time. So that's cool. That's cool to do. I like that. So this is going to look really good in the sun. I'm going to take one extra picture of probably, I don't know, I'll pick an area on the front to zoom in and do a macro picture of the black chrome. Because if you stand 2 feet away from it, you can't see the black chrome. Maybe outside in the bright sun you can, but not in here. You get about a foot away and you can't see it anymore. You know, if I sit this close to it, yeah, I can see it. But much further than that, you can't see the black, metallic black. This is pretty cool. It's kind of like meant to be like outer space, I guess. This is kind of the theme they were going for. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, the fretboard came out real nice. Body came out nice. The pickups came out nice. The tremolo came out nice. The headstock came out nice. Everything came out nice. So I'm not disappointed in anything. See, I just found another little spot I can go over it again because out of the corner of my eye I saw a little spot right here that I could redo. So just when you think you're done, you're not. And maybe there's another little spot here. Yep. There's a little spot here. Because you know, you move side to side, you can see things. And it just, you know. So, yeah, there we go. And you know what? Maybe a half hour from now I'll see something else I can redo and make it even better. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what Twitter's doing for us. Anything? I started streaming late, so I didn't expect a lot of people to show up. noticed something on my live stream. I forgot to change the title of the video to BC Rich ASM1, which I just did. So we got the diamond inlays, and yeah, it's a pretty cool guitar. I like it. I will put it with my other two. The other one is metallic blue, and the other one is from that is metallic red. So now they will be a family together, if you will. I think I need a little snack, so I'm going to get out some cookies here, some July 4th cookies. Hopefully I won't get any cookie on my guitar, because that would not be agreeable. Only had 2 left in it anyway.
I believe it's a molecular synthesizer of some kind, similar to a protein sequencer, but far more advanced to water.
Oh yeah. Very good. BC Rich ASM1 from 2012, bought new, used for less than 30 minutes, repackaged and put away since 2018. So it's still brand new. Not brand new as in bought yesterday, but still brand. I mean, if you were to put this next to a brand new one from today, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference in condition wise. But they don't sell these anymore. They discontinued this one, so they don't make these anymore. So it's kind of rare, semi-rare if you will. I don't see them up for sale too often, and when I do, they're in really bad condition, and they're like $50 to $80. So it's like, I don't know. Pretty cool. Sorry. Just playing. Yeah. I cannot believe tomorrow's Saturday already. This week just flew by. I'm really surprised 4th of July is over. This year is going by so fast. The year is almost officially a half over. Well, it is half over. I mean, as of July 1st, a year is considered half over, officially. So the year is more than halfway over. And pretty soon we'll be celebrating Halloween and then sitting down to turkey dinner, and wow, it's amazing how fast time goes by when you get older. Turn that swamp cooler off now because it's just using electricity that I don't need, and the ice has since worn off. So we'll go ahead and turn it off.
Not every culture is based on the acquisition of love. The station's builders could simply
the ice is long since melted. Typically, when I put the ice in there, the ice lasts. The ice and the cold water lasts maybe 45 minutes to about an hour and 20 minutes. So it did pretty good tonight. But now it's let's see, it's 75 degrees outside.
Engage in the conversation on Twitter with #AllStarTrek.
It's going to be 95 degrees tomorrow. It's 75 degrees outside right now, so I can just keep my window fan going, and that'll keep me cool for the next 40 minutes.
Dinner date. Meeting his parents' dinner date. So I use Crest. Crest 3D White removes 95% of surface stains in just 3 days for a whiter smile that will win them over. Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
So, yeah, I try and keep my electric bill down to, even in the summertime, below $200. I know that's pretty hard in California, but you can. You can if you're really diligent and turn your lights off when you walk out of a room, turn everything off when you walk out of a room or area. Only run your air conditioning or swamp cooler just when you just can't take it anymore. You know, things like that. You can keep your bill down pretty good. I mean, last month's electric bill was $140, so that's pretty good in the summertime. And I was running ceiling fans, window fans, 2 swamp coolers, and I ran house air conditioning once for about 4 hours during the whole month. So that's pretty good. Now, if I were just to incessantly run the air conditioner and stuff like that, I'd probably be looking at about a $500, $550 electric bill a month, and that's just not good. That is not agreeable in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. You know what, I might just call this video, because we're right at 3 hours, and the guitar is done, so I'm going to end this video. So, again, thank you for joining me on the video for this 2012 new in the box. Only played once for less than a half an hour. This BC Rich ASM1 in metallic black. And we'll see what tomorrow night's guitar is. We'll see if I stream tomorrow night. Maybe I won't. If I do, the next time. If I don't, the next time will be Monday night, and I will do that Jackson Made in USA custom shop maple guitar, because I need to take that one apart. It's been a while, and we'll do that one next. Probably. More likely than not, that's the guitar I'll do next. So thank you for joining me for this classic guitar video. Thank you very much. See you next time.